He's the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water.
2 touchdowns a game?
Yes, in the game.
You're tripping.
How you high? No,
Greatest wide receiver of all time.
I don't know what we're doing in that front office, man. Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Her.
Fuck.
Her upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches. What is going on, folks? Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. This is After Further Review, episode 266. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
And I am Malin Dennis.
Your other co-host, Junebug Spade.
And like Mount Vesuvius, spewing knowledge everywhere, like a 10.0 earthquake, rock rolling the AFR world. I am G Money.
Yes, sir. We are -1 this week. Nestor is at a holiday party. He may be joining us in the second half, but do not hold your breath. Because if the party's a banger, Nestor will not be joining us, I assure you of that. So, with that being said, though, let's all take a cheers to the first half of a great show. Okay, folks, we've got a great episode for you guys this week. We are gonna start off by recapping this most recent week in the NFL. Then we are doing what will probably be our last fantasy check-in for the season, which is crazy to say. Then on the second half of the show, we've got community comments, a bunch of comments to read, a bunch of people and their feelings this week. And then we are finishing things off with the Ride or Die in 5, giving you guys a bunch of betting picks for this weekend. So lots of good stuff to get into. But like I mentioned, we're going to start off with the recap of week 14 in the NFL. So we will start off with the Packers and Bears game, where the Packers won 28-21. And G-Money, we will start off with you, sir. What was the biggest reason the Bears could not win this ice-cold game?
Caleb Williams throwing an interception on 4th down in the 4th quarter. That was I know it was, I think it was like 4th and 7, 4th and 8, and you know, probably shouldn't have thrown the pass. Probably should have, because his tight end was covered.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's 4th down. I know you're trying to make something happen, but you need to look and see if there's another receiver open and hit them, because you were hoping against all odds that your tight end was going to try and make that catch, and that just wasn't happening. It's a learning experience for Caleb. Hopefully he learns from that. But that's it. I mean, it was a pretty even game going into the 4th quarter. And when Green Bay went ahead, you're like, okay, let's see what the Bears can do. And the Bears showed you we can move the ball against the Green Bay defense in Green Bay. You know, it's just the inability to get the ball in the end zone. But you know, 4th down, you know, if Caleb can't, maybe you just need to draw up a better offensive plan on 4th down, so you've got more options. Because if you give him more options, maybe you tie that game and you go into overtime, and you have the opportunity to win it. But throwing the interception in the end zone, that killed you. That killed you right there.
June, go ahead.
Yeah, I think, and you know, it's been a long time since we can say the Bears and the Packers game was great. You know what I mean? The Bears have not put out a product that has been able to compete with the Packers for a while. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, those years, he just dominated that team, But we saw what the future can be for the Packers and the Bears. And this could be a great rivalry, a real rivalry, not just a rivalry on paper. This could be an actual rivalry for years. It's just experience that lost Chicago that game in Green Bay. It's just experience. Caleb was going to learn you can't make a pass like that. Green Bay still has a very formidable defense. I know all year long I've been talking about Green Bay's defensive backs, but they have gotten better over the last few weeks. They've done a better job. Caleb was trying to fit a ball into somewhere he shouldn't have tried to fit a ball, but really that was his only bad play of the game, because both quarterbacks were really going back and forth in this game. And they both had elements going. They both had their running games were going. So I really believe that the next game, that's going to be even better. In Chicago, that's going to be even better. Like I said, I think this is a rivalry that's back, and I'm excited to see it. And I think the only thing that's going to stop the Bears from really winning this division is the youth of Caleb Williams and the youth of Ben Johnson also, because these two guys are growing together. So there's going to be growing pains. And I tend to believe that pass, that might have been the offensive coordinator and the passing game coordinator being in his ear saying, hey, you need to look at the tight end in this situation. The tight end in this it could have been a situation like that too, because we know that sometimes coaches and do that to the young guys because they see something in the film and they want them to look at it. So that could have been part of it too. But overall, it was a great game from both sides. So
go ahead, Malin.
I mean, that was a nice bit of reflection, June, on Caleb Williams making a bad throw in the end zone, saying it might be someone else's fault on the sideline. Made the throw. I don't know, man. Everyone keeps talking about Drake May, how astonishing it is that he hasn't, had a 300-yard game yet in his career. I'm kind of wondering at this point, like, has Caleb Williams completed 60% of his passes in a game this season? I mean, I know he's like at 57% right now. I just think that this is a team that is very run heavy. They need the run to set up the pass. They were getting that, but I don't think that Caleb Williams is at the point to where he's going to win you a game in crunch time all the time, like when you need him to. When the Bears were running, like they had a nice little win streak going. They've won a lot of games this year, but he hasn't felt that type of pressure, like being in Lambeau down 7 against the Packers, your biggest rival. He hasn't faced that yet. Not to this degree when you're the number 1 seed in the NFL. But he's made strides this year. He's got to complete more passes, but I don't necessarily hold that too much against him because, his second year is looking remarkably similar to Josh Allen's second year, not completing 60% of your passes. And look where Josh Allen is right now. So could Caleb Williams bounce back? Yes. Does it make you seem like, a 9-4 Chicago team was a little bit of fool's gold? I wouldn't say that either because that running game was still strong. Defense played well. They're a solid team. Ben Johnson, Detroit misses him right now. But yeah, I mean, yeah, throwing that interception in the end zone, not good. Caleb Williams didn't really have the clutch gene that game. Doesn't mean he doesn't have it, just didn't have it that game. So all them Williams, nut huggers, like, lay off me. I'm not saying he's terrible. He just didn't have it that game. I mean, 19 of 35 for 186. It's not terrible. QBR 40.5. Yeah, I mean, but the Packers, look at them, 9-3-1. Yay.
I don't have too much more to add here. I just feel like the pick that Caleb Williams threw was the backbreaker. I had a similar reaction to that interception as I did the one that Jalen Hurts did in overtime the other night.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that it just kind of came down to Jay Love outplayed Caleb Williams because, I mean, really, like run games are pretty similar. I think that the Bears slightly had the edge there. And also, I think Green Bay even had more penalties on their end. So it was like everything was kind of in
Mhm.
Chicago's favor outside of quarterback play, where Jay Love played a pretty damn good game, and Caleb Williams just kind of played okay overall, especially for it being whatever 10 degrees or whatever it was. So, yeah, and Caleb Williams, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really seen a game yet where he's blown me away. Like he's had some throws or some plays where I was like, oh, that's really good. But a whole game, I haven't really seen anything where I was like, really
I thought he had a pretty
impressed.
good game against Dallas, didn't he? Have a good game against Dallas. Am I remembering that
Did
correctly?
early on.
I
I
think that
forgot
would have
about
been
that
like
one.
the one game, like early in that win streak, where it was like, oh shit, I think he threw for like 4 touchdowns in that
Yeah,
game.
yeah. Okay.
Something like that. He had one of those. But they've definitely been relying on you are correct. They've been relying on that run game a lot.
Yeah, Swift is running great. Swift is running the ball great right now.
Yeah, he turned back the clock.
Glad you said Swift because I can't pronounce the other guy's name. What's his name?
I don't remember who the other back is.
Yeah, the other running back.
Oh, yeah.
Doing good too, but I don't know his name.
That's Ben Johnson, man. 2 running back system.
All right. Next game here. We had an NFC South matchup here in the rain in Tampa. The Bucks blew it against the Saints, the lowly Saints. 24-20 was the final score. So now that this brings the Bucks down to 7-6 with the Panthers, G Money, who is going to win this division?
It's crazy, isn't it? First 6 games of the season, Tampa was 5-1. We were talking about Baker May, maybe in the play for MVP. I think he had only thrown like 1 or 2 interceptions. He had a QBR of like 108. Just on fire. And in the last like 7 games, he's 1-7. He's thrown 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I mean, we can talk about injuries, but their injuries started like game 1 and just kept on going. I know they're getting Evans back, and I think they're getting Goodwin back too, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be enough to have them win the division. I mean, I'm kind of torn on this, right? I mean, because if some reason Seattle doesn't win the West and they end up being a playoff team, they go to Tampa because Tampa wins the South, then you guys can go see Seattle kick the shit out of Tampa and watch all the Tampa Bay fans cry. But if they don't make the playoffs, you can listen to them on the Suicide Hotline talking about how their life isn't worth living, and they're in a trailer park and everything sucks. I still think Tampa has enough to win the South. I'm not sold on Carolina yet, and if Tampa can get its shit together, I mean, I think Baker Mayfield will be better once he gets all his wide receivers back, and he'll be getting them back. That defense has to play better, though, too. I mean, it's not all on Baker Mayfield. I mean, he hasn't played well, and quite frankly, his stats are just a little bit better than J.J. McCarthy's, which isn't saying fucking much. But, you also have to figure out that you lose your wide receivers, and then the rookie wide receiver, Mbuke, gets injured, and then, you're playing with guys you don't even know who the hell they are. The guy's got a jersey on, he goes, oh, 13, okay, I got to hit him. 10, okay. Who are you again? But I think I think Tampa will pull it out just barely and win the division, because I still don't have faith in Bryce Young. I mean, when I look at Carolina, I'm like, okay, but you really haven't beaten anybody either. I mean, at least Tampa can say they beat Seattle.
They beat the Rams.
And then they beat the Rams. Oh, Carolina. Yeah, that's true. They did beat the Rams.
They beat Green Bay. And they
Carolina
beat Green Bay. Yes,
Yeah.
they did. In Lambeau.
Yeah.
In Lambeau.
Bryce Young has done some fourth quarter clutchness this year
I
that
don't know.
nobody had it in him.
I don't know. I'm still kind of torn on the Bryce Young thing. You know, I mean, maybe this is the year he breaks out and he signs that extension, and then he does like a Daniel Jones and stinks it up for 2 years till they cut him. But I'm gonna go with Tampa. I think Tampa will win the South. I don't think I think they'll end up going 10-7 probably and winning the South. I still think they've got a good enough defense to do it, even though all the stats I just said, they're just.
Go ahead, June.
Yeah, this was a bad loss by Tampa. You get Bruce Irving back, and you think they would have featured him a little bit more because they got him back. This is the guy you've been waiting on. This is the guy that's supposed to take the pressure off of Baker Mayfield, and they seem to step back and still trying to throw the ball in situations. And let's be honest, New Orleans is not a good football team. New Orleans is looking for that top draft pick, okay? And you sit back, and this is a game in your division that you need to win because you got a team right on your ass, okay? And here's the crazy part. You got the 3 of your next 4 games is division opponents to the Carolina. This was a bad loss by Tampa. This was a terrible loss. Now, I believe whoever the 5th seed is just going to destroy whoever that 4th seed is anyway, so it's not going to really matter. You know what I mean? It's not going to really matter. But for Tampa, I just don't understand what you're doing right now. I don't know if it's coaching or the players at this point. For you not winning that game against this team on Sunday, that was, and I'm not sore because I bet on them. I did bet on them. You son of a bitch and messed up my head.
He sounds still a little upset about it.
Boy, how do you make? But anyway, I still believe that they're going to win a division because they do play Carolina at home the last week of the season. They get Atlanta this week, and they go to Carolina, then they got the Dolphins, and then they end it with Carolina coming in. I still believe they can pull that out and make the playoffs and win the division, but it's going to be tight. And I like I said, whoever wins is going to be cannon fodder to whoever the 5th seed is. But I think Tampa will pull this out and win this division.
Go ahead, Malin.
Yeah, I mean, I like what G Money was saying about Baker Mayfield. And I know that he's lost people, but he's also gotten people back. And Buka's been back for a while. Godwin's been back for a minute. They still had their tight end. They just got the running back back. And yet he still goes 14-30 and gets outplayed by a rookie that no one even thought he should have been drafted in the 2nd round. Like at home got outplayed by a rookie. 14-30 for like 100-something yards. That's just, but he's also dealing with that banged up shoulder, that non-throwing shoulder, which it doesn't matter if it's your throwing shoulder or not, man. When you're torquing your whole body, you're feeling something every time you throw that ball. So he's feeling discomfort every time he throws it. What I really think is going to come down to, because we're talking about who's going to win the division, right? The fact that they play each other twice, and they're both 7-6 right now. I think that's just great for TV. Anyone that wants to talk about, the NFL being scripted, Every year the NFL has these week, 17 or 18 matchups at the last week of the season, and it's all divisional games, and most of them always end up being for the division. The fact that these two teams are playing at the last game of the year, I'm like, well, goddamn, that's kind of crazy. But I think it's really going to come down to week 17 because Tampa plays Atlanta this week. Carolina plays New Orleans. Then they play each other. But week 17, Tampa plays Miami in Miami, and Carolina has to play the Seahawks. That's the biggest difference I see in the schedule as far as who's playing who. Is that we got like they got to play us. And Tampa gets to play the Dolphins, and they play each other. If you were to ask me who would I rather win the South, it depends. Because in 2 weeks, when the Seahawks play the Rams, or not 2 weeks, but next Thursday when the Rams play the Seahawks, we'll see who's probably going to win the West. And if we lose that game to the Rams and we're going to be the number 5 seed, then yeah, I would love to be able to get a playoff ticket to go see the Bucs. But other than that, I don't really give a damn who wins the South. They're not going to do much in the playoffs anyways. The Bucs could keep touting how often they go to the playoffs and lose in the first round. It's fine. I don't.
It's very hard to tell. This could really go either way. I am going to give the edge to Tampa though, just for the same reason that Malin you just circled. Like, they play each other twice. Let's just assume they split those games. The difference, like the big difference maker, is that Panthers have Seahawks to play, the Bucs have the Dolphins to play. So just by difficulty of schedule, there's that. But I do want to touch on, like you mentioned, how just like, people say that the NFL is scripted or whatnot, but it's crazy that now those two matchups, those two games, Panthers and Bucs, there's so much riding on those now. And the cost of the tickets for that game here in Tampa, I think it's the last game of the year. The second
shot
one.
through the roof.
Yeah, it is now more expensive to go to that game than the game tomorrow night. That is a primetime game, and it's 24 hours in advance. And yet a ticket in the same sections for a game at the end of the year against the Panthers is significantly more expensive than tomorrow's game.
Wow.
Which is unbelievable.
And you don't even know when that game is going to be played yet. They have it in like the 2 determined right now.
Yeah.
I think it's like one of those, a flex spot, because the NFL was probably like, we could move this.
Well, another crazy thing that could happen in week 18, Jalen, is that if the Niners went out and the Seahawks went out, you're potentially looking at week 18, Seattle and San Francisco as a winner-take-all for the West and the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Damn.
Because
That's
we would
big.
have a 1-game lead on the Niners, but if they beat us, they would own the tiebreaker from beating us both times this year.
Gotcha.
If we ended up with the same record. Like, the fact that the Niners are still in play, but that's what the NFL does, man. They got all these games be so damn important at the end of the year. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, they've worked out the complete opposite of what it has kind of been in the past, where it's like rest your starters that last week. Now it is like everyone is neck and neck. So good TV, that's for sure.
You're talking about scripted NFL, right? These people. I love what Tom Brady said. Tom Brady said, if the NFL was scripted, do you think I would agree to lose it to the Giants twice? I died when he said that.
Especially that undefeated season, man.
He said, do you believe that?
Yeah. All right. Last game on the recap. Over to the AFC North, another divisional game. Steelers took down the Ravens. Final score was 27-22. G-Money, is this division the Steelers to lose?
This week, that division is going to go back and forth until the last week of the season between the Steelers and Baltimore, and possibly, just possibly, Cincinnati rears its ugly head. I, I mean, I'm not sold on Pittsburgh. I'm not sold on Baltimore. Hell, I didn't think Joe Burrows was going to come back, and he did. So, I don't think it's. I think that the AFC North is up for grabs for three teams: Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati. And I think any given week, one of those three teams, the last 4 weeks, will have first place in that division. I don't think Pittsburgh is any better than Baltimore or any better than Cincinnati. I think Pittsburgh's defense, for as much money as they've spent on it, is probably on par, if not worse, than Cincinnati's. And Baltimore doesn't really have a defense. The only team in that division that has a defense is Cleveland, and they have no offense. I mean, if we took all four of those teams, put them together, you'd have a juggernaut. You'd have a killer team, but you don't. Instead, you've got four teams. You have one with Aaron Rodgers at every so many games. He makes people think of 2016, 2017. Lamar Jackson is, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if it's injuries that are bothering him, but he just doesn't look good out there. Joe Burrow comes in and has those games that you go, yeah, that's why he took Cincinnati to the Super Bowl in his second year. But the problem is they don't have a defense either. So the NFC North is like the AFC North is like the NFC South. I mean, any team that gets into the playoffs is going to get bounced in the first round because offensively they're not that good, and defensively they don't play defense. If Baltimore, once McDonald left, their defense has collapsed. I don't know what's going on in Pittsburgh with their defense. I really don't. Their defense should be playing a lot better than what it is, especially when you look at all the dollars they're spending on it. And we all know that Cincinnati spent all their money on their quarterback and their wide receivers, so they can't afford to spend any money on defense. So it's Pittsburgh's division to lose this week. And then next week it'll probably be Baltimore's or Cincinnati's. That's just how it's going to go. We're just going to put those three teams on a wheel and spin the wheel each week we do the show until the final week. And then we're looking and go like, okay. It looks like it's going to be Cincinnati or maybe Pittsburgh. I mean, the AFC North is indeed the NFC South. A bad division with bad teams.
Go ahead, June.
So me and G Money kind of touched on this last week, and we're talking about Baltimore. 1 for 9. Do you know what that signifies? Anybody? That was Mark Andrews' numbers in this game. The guy who just got an extension, who me and G Money both said, why are you giving this guy an extension? And you got Likely, who's playing pretty well. But you're
not playing anymore because he's got a foot injury now.
Yeah, but Mark Andrews 1 for 9.
Yeah.
That's bad. And Baltimore, you wasted Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers with 8 catches for 124 yards. What a week for Zay Flowers. That's the best week he's had all season. You know how I know? Because he's on my damn fantasy team. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that. But the simple fact of the matter is that Baltimore has completely, and I understand there was an injury, but Baltimore has had some winnable games. And to lose the games that they've lost, especially the last couple of weeks, it's just been a tremendous letdown for the entire, for their fan base and for this team. And I don't know what this team is going to look like next year, but I don't believe that they're going to win this division. I'm going to give the Steelers the edge to win this division because I can't believe in Baltimore anymore. They just every week it's another problem that comes up and rears its ugly head, and it's like some guys on that team just don't care, and their defense just don't care, like at all. Their defense just don't care. So, I don't know. I just don't get Baltimore right now. The Steelers are bad. I mean, the Steelers are still bad, but Baltimore is worse. They're worse. So, yeah, I give the Steelers the edge just because Baltimore is just that bad right now.
Go ahead, Malin.
I mean, this is another one of those where, hey, look who plays each other in week 18. It just so happens to be Pittsburgh Baltimore. That's wild. Way to go, NFL. No, I gotta say it's Pittsburgh's to lose. I mean, Cincy would have to win out, even have a chance, and then Pittsburgh would have to go 1-3, and I think Baltimore would have to go 2-2. I think for Cincy to even like have a shot at it. But I mean, Baltimore also plays New England and Green Bay right in the middle of this 4-game stretch. Cincinnati, or not Cincinnati, but the Steelers, even though they have Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, they have a much easier path, I guess you would say. So winning this game against Baltimore was huge for them because I mean they play Detroit, but then they also play Miami and Cleveland before they play Baltimore again. So there's still a chance that they could end up one game ahead of the Steelers or the Ravens going into that last week. But yeah, just I don't like either team. I don't like Baltimore's offense. I don't like their play calling. Both the defenses suck on Pittsburgh and Baltimore right now. It's just it's like the Bucks and the Panthers. It's like who gives a shit who wins this division? I really don't.
I do think this is the Steelers' division to lose simply because of a process of elimination here. The team in Cleveland is just the Myles Garrett, Shedeur Sanders show at this point. Cincinnati is a cute story, but I mean, come on. Baltimore, I've just lost all faith in them at this point. They cannot get out of their own way. Their defense, they come and go, but primarily goes. Their red zone offense all year has been atrocious, which I don't understand how it is when you have Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Likely, Andrews, Flowers. Like it's like the Eagles seemingly, but they're on paper way worse. I think they're the 30th ranked red zone offense. Baltimore is, which is just disastrous. And then of course I think the main thing, Lamar has been terrible since he came back from this injury, and I don't know if he's still hurt or I don't know, but he's just been bad, and that's really all I can say about that. So the Steelers, by just reducing it down to that, they should win this division and then get bopped in the first round by whoever. So yeah, Steelers, don't screw this one up, because if we have to see the Ravens in the first round, God help us all.
Okay.
But that will do it for the recap of Week 14. Before we get to our fantasy stuff, do want to mention that tomorrow night we will be live after the game to do our post-game recap of the Falcons and Bucks game on Thursday Night Football. So if you want to stay up a bit later, come hang out with your boys, usually around 11:30-ish Eastern time. So be sure to get the full breakdown of what hopefully is a good game. So join us tomorrow, later tomorrow night. So now let's move on to our fantasy league.
Let's not.
So we are now, in the month of December, and things are now taking shape for our playoffs to begin. Which I know Malin is in the playoffs. I believe I'm also in the playoffs.
You are.
June, are you in the playoffs?
No.
Negative. No.
And then I don't think
Him
Giovanni
and
is.
Gary were both 5-8.
Hmm.
Got it. Well, let's just start off with G Money. You can go first here. What were just your general thoughts on your season as it comes to an end here?
At least I had quality alcohol to drink. Yeah, it was bad. It was not good. My best player was Jamar Gibbs. Everybody else pretty much fucking tanked. I'm actually looking at doing contacting the FBI and having an investigation going because I'm pretty sure my players were fucking betting on the games and on their over under on what their points were going to be. So I'm pretty sure that's what was going on with my team. Because they're all fat and happy somewhere in Cancun.
June, any thoughts?
Had a stretch after week 5. After week 4, because I was 2-1 at that point, and I was like, all right, I'm feeling pretty good, right? Wrong. I proceeded to go 1-7 at that point. 1-7, bro. I went 1-7 at that point, bro. I've won the last 2 weeks because I played Nestor, and the week before that, I forgot who I played, but they weren't good. So I actually won. I went 1-7, bro. It was bad. But I think I had a lot of injuries because I did have Bruce Irvin on my team. I had Omarion Hampton also on my team. And they just, and then of course I had Zay Flowers as a top receiver. He didn't do much. Dak was my only consistent player. You know what I mean? I had Dak Prescott, which was good. Jake Ferguson was good. Amon St. Brown, he was the one that actually made the games closer than what they were in most of the games that I lost. I could not. And the defenses that I picked, we had bad defenses in the NFL this year because I swear to God, at least 4 or 5 times, my defenses went negative. Got me negative points. They were just bad. I picked Green Bay versus somebody. I think it was that Green Bay Cleveland week, and then Cleveland beat them or something. What the hell was that? What the hell? Come on. Oh man. Well, it's always next year. Maybe I could beat Nestor again in the consolation round because we do get to play in the consolation round, so I could beat Nestor's ass again in the consolation round.
Go ahead, Malin.
I mean, I can't complain right now. I ended up 9-4. I got that bye, which is what I wanted to negate, that Seattle, Indiana matchup that I was dreading to start the playoffs. So I really wanted that bye week. But I mean, I don't know, man. I really lucked out with Taylor, Nakua, and Smith and Jigma. And even having Warren as my tight end, he was a top 5 tight end as a rookie. Seattle's defense has gotten me over 20 points 3 out of the last 5 weeks. So getting that out of your defense is great. I had that stretch where that 1 week where just everybody was on a bye, and I lost to Jalen. And I lost like 3 other times in like a 4-week stretch. Because my flex was just terrible after Evans got hurt, because then I had Scatterboo And then after Scatterboo got hurt, it was like, well, do I go with Addison, who had, McCarthy throwing to him? Do you go with, you know, Judy, who, Shador wasn't the quarterback at the time. And so he was getting like 4 points a game. And so my flex ended up being not good. But, here I am with Mike Evans coming back. So theoretically, after playing Thursday and coming back the next week, I mean, I could have my entire starting roster playing week one in the playoffs that I had week one, to start the season when I started off, 5-0. So can't complain.
Well, for me, it was the tale of two halves, or it has been the tale of two halves. I started off red hot, and then this second half of the season, I've struggled to get a W. And I blame that on my decision to start Lamar Jackson. Once he came back, I was like, all right, let me put Lamar back in. But Drake May was rolling for me for a while because, he was on the bench for Lamar. And then Lamar came back. I was like, all right, let me put Lamar in. And has been pretty awful. That and another Raven to screw me over. Once Laporta got hurt, I put in Mark Andrews, and he's been a big nothing burger. So I've really had it up to here with the Baltimore Ravens. But those have been
Galen,
the
you're one of
two thorns in my side.
You're one of the few people I know that could end the year on a 5-game losing streak and still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How
That's
could you go
crazy.
the first half of
That's
the year
crazy.
ended 5 losses in a row and you still made the playoffs?
It is pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm talking about nosedive, but hey, Drake May's in this week. I have to turn it around. So, yeah. Well, I guess this next question really only applies to Malin and I for game plan for the playoffs. So, Malin, you can go ahead.
I mean, I guess my game plan for the playoffs is just pray that everybody stays healthy this week. And just looking at how Mike Evans does, because that's going to be one of those decisions. Do you put Mike Evans back in after being, back for only 1 week? Ride him back in the flex. Judy had that big touchdown last week, so he ended up with like 16 points. But other than that, he hasn't been really doing anything, and Addison hasn't really been doing much. So I kind of feel like the upside on targets at least are going to be with Evans because the Bucs like to throw the ball. That's really the only question mark I have is what do I do with my flex? Do I trust Evans coming back from injury? Or do I ride with Judy or something like that? But it looks like I would be playing with the way the bracket's set up right now. I would play the winner of you and CD's nuts. And then Cam would play either Evan or Frankly there. So
Yeah, for me, it is. Obviously, keep Drake May in. I don't give a damn what happens. But at the flex, it's another weird one because Michael Pittman Jr. is who I want in there, but the quarterback situation in Indy now, I don't want to put Michael Pittman Jr. in there because that's just like, come on. So I'm keeping Tracy, the running back out of the Giants, there for now. They're playing Washington this weekend, so I'm like pretty confident with that. And then they also have Minnesota the next week. But yeah, I guess my strategy is just to try and look ahead and figure out schedule-wise and win this weekend, first of all. But looking ahead of that, figure out schedule-wise who to plug and play in at the flex position. So, yeah. All right. Fantasy, it has been real. And Nestor obviously did not make the playoffs, so it wouldn't have mattered if he was here anyway. Okay, so yeah, that brings us to halftime. So we are going to take a break for about 10 minutes-ish, and then we'll be back on the other end with community comments and the Ride or Die in 5. So sit tight, and we'll see you in a few.
for all intents and purposes, like that should be a catch if you just hold on to the ball, and he let the defensive back jump right into him and punch it out of his chest.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it looked like he should have had a hell of a lot more control over that football going into the end zone than he did. You put too much eggs in your baskets over Patrick Mahomes being great and Travis Kelce being great. You kept thinking that, well, when Worthy came back healthy, he was going to be the answer. And then you thought when Rashee Rice gets off of his suspension, then that's going to be the answer. None of that solved anything for the Chiefs. If Kelce is still the best target you have, then you don't really have a good offense right now.
Jalen Hurts is not that elite quarterback.
The thing I really don't understand is that explanation we've been getting on why their offense has been so low scoring. It's because, well, we just want to have efficient quarterback play. Jalen Hurts is going to be efficient. Well, the man turned the ball over 5 times tonight.
He's not a guy that can drop back 40 times. This guy needs to be throwing the ball only about 20 to 25 times a game. You need to run the ball at least 30 to 35 times a game. And it don't have to all be Saquon.
That having the trap. So
He just stood and got up. You know what? He was not afraid to tuck that ball and run it when it counted. And he made some great plays tonight with his legs. He made the right moves at the right time and got his team in a position to win. He knew it was going to be a tough game. This wasn't going to be a blowout. Got to make clutch plays at clutch times, and he did. He sucked up those sacks. He took them, and he just kept fighting. Patrick Mahomes had 59 yards, Pacheco had 30, and I believe Kareem Hunt also had 30 yards rushing. Yeah. But that's not going to get it done. The Chiefs don't have a running game. They're going to have to go out and draft a young stud at running back because Pacheco is not the running back that they thought he was coming back. Kareem Hunt is not the running back they thought they was getting. It's either the offensive line or the running game or the running backs. I'm inclined to believe it's the running backs at this point.
We're going to a Nets game because we're crazy heads and we saw that tickets were $10. We're gonna go see, who are we seeing?
The Jazz and the Nets.
Two best teams in the NBA.
Yeah, they're the best at something.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to the Barclays Center. We're taking the train, subway, as you can see.
Yeah, there's like literally no one here.
Tip off is in like 5 minutes, so.
It already happened.
Oh, never mind. Game just started.
I've not been over here. Except driving. Shout out Rodney.
Yeah,
Mr. Brown.
Shout out my dad. Last time I saw the Nets play was with him in Orlando.
Yeah.
Probably like a decade ago.
Do you have your favorite like grocery store?
Publix. I do literally like Trader Joe's though.
Yeah.
You have any bracelets on? Is it allowed to take those off?
It's like, are you kidding me? Me?
Just the same. Perfect. Okay, Bridget, what do you think of your spicy margarita?
It's not spicy. What's that place that was Jungle something that we went in St. Pete? It's no currently Jungle, Spicy Marg, tequila, and mango puree, and then there's just tahini on the rim. So it's not the best, but it's a margarita, and there's enough of it to get me drunk for the next hour.
At 35,
After that performance in the playoffs last year, we had those
Yes,
drops.
thank you.
Why did they
Yeah.
even keep him in the offseason? There's so many great tight ends in college right now. You don't need to keep a veteran tight end anymore because these
You
tight
don't.
ends that's coming out of college, they are ready. Look at TJ Warren from Penn State. The dude came in and it's like he's been there forever.
June's right. You do not need to pay that much money to your tight end. You're going to spend money. You're going to spend money on your quarterback and your O-line or your D-line. That's where you need to spend your money.
Shout out to CeeDee Lamb once again for ruining another parlay of mine where he was supposed to catch 6.5 balls and then got knocked out at 6. So
Oh,
Damn. Oh,
Yeah, like
that
160
hurts. That hurts.
How many times that man fuck you up, man?
You got to fly down to Dallas and talk to that boy.
The way you said that, Gary, it sounded a little weird.
little sus.
charged up.
This next quarterback has a completion percentage of 61.7. He's averaging 168.2 yards a game. He has thrown 11 touchdowns and 7 interceptions with a QBR of 40.7. Who is he?
Alex, who is Bryce Young?
He nailed it. Bryce Young.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
I had no idea.
This next quarterback has a completion percentage of 66.8. He's averaging 205.9 yards a game. He's thrown 18 touchdowns and 7 picks with a QBR of 44.9. Who is this?
Oh.
But I'm thinking Herbert, they low interceptions with high touchdowns. Bo Nix, I think they all have under 6.
It's not Herbert. I can tell you that now. It's not Herbert. Let's go, Mahomes.
The correct answer is Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron.
This next quarterback has a completion percentage of 60.8. He's averaging 237.3 yards a game. He's thrown 13 touchdowns, 4 picks, and a QBR of 57.7. Who is this man?
That's very middle of the road.
I'm thinking the Bears, Caleb fucking
Caleb.
Williams.
I think Caleb Williams.
That's who I'm thinking. What are you thinking?
Let's go with that.
Correct answer is Caleb Williams. This quarterback has a completion percentage of 69.3. He's averaging 257.7 yards a game. He's thrown for 17 picks and 6 interceptions with a QBR of 74.4. Who is he?
It's Dak Prescott.
Correct answer
17-6, Dak Prescott.
is Dak
It's Dak Prescott. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys got that right off the bat.
I knew that was Dak.
You need to turn in your Dallas jerseys. It's an issue on A.J. Brown not making a catch when he should have, but we've seen number one receivers in key situations not make catches when they should. I tell you, if I'm paying you $4 million a game, I don't want to find out that there was a lack of concentration and you couldn't make a catch. Make the damn catch.
Did you see the numbers that they posted up there about AJ Brown? He's had 3 straight 100-yard games. Guess what? Guess what the common denominator in that fucking shit is? He's lost all 3 games. A few weeks ago, they were 8-2, and people was talking about, oh, they're just going to turn it on. Bullshit. They've turned it off.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of your favorite show on the internet, AFR episode 266. To kick off said second half, we are, of course, going to cheers for a second time.
Red Solo Cup.
What are you guys drinking this week?
Crown.
That's June's sponsor that he's trying to land.
I'm trying to win that Crown sponsor.
Two.
There you go. I mean, strictly because I have a cold and it was prescribed by my doctor for medicinal purposes only. I am drinking Remy Martin 1738.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Strictly.
It's
Pretty
cognac.
sure it was more.
Cognac. It's a cold buster.
Okay.
There you go.
I mean,
folks.
that's a well-known fact. Well-known fact. I think RFK Jr. said that.
There you go. Look no further.
Yeah.
I am having a peppermint mocha espresso martini.
Ooh, my man.
It
Oh,
is.
interesting.
It's pretty good, but I'm just stopping at one because if not, I'm gonna be wired for the rest of the evening. I'm trying to go to bed after this. So. All right.
I got so much stuff on my desk. I just cut something on, and I don't know what I just cut on. Jesus Christ.
We need a picture of June's desk because I'm dying to see.
Damn, dude, you sound like my surgeon.
Oh, God.
All right, let's get to some comments, folks. We have several videos to kind of run through, and we will start with from Sunday night. Let me find this video from basically just mentioning how dropped passes killed the Chiefs in that Sunday night game. And I think it's this one. Yes. Okay. So this specifically was when Malin was mentioning, and I still don't know who the receiver was, but who was contestant for a catch in the end zone, and he got the ball knocked out. And Malin was saying that he still should have caught the ball, basically, in short. And people,
Yes, people.
people were not happy with that take.
God, he was an NFL player and the ball was in his fucking chest.
So I'll start here on TikTok. I think there's a couple on YouTube, but it's primarily.
How many of
on
them said I
TikTok.
don't know ball? How many of them said that?
There has
At
to
least
be.
5.
There's 19 here, so at least a few. All right. So one person said, Miss Nicole, she says, yes, the receivers were overrated, but the biggest problem with the offense is poor game plans and defenses not having to respect the run game because their running backs are super trash. Thank you, Miss Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole.
Good point. Good point.
Red says Pat should probably put the refs back on payroll. Honestly, Too Honest says, of all the drops we talk about, this isn't even a drop. It's a great play by the DB. Credit where credit is due. NJA Moho says they were dropping passes because the Texans secondary was dropping them. They made the Chiefs receivers pay for every catch and every yard. By the final quarter, they were too beat up to keep taking hits. Interesting.
Okay.
Skrilla says, I don't know why we started Pacheco. It had to be Hunt/Smith, but the play calling is bad too. Just a bad season. Something Disc Golf says, if we had a run game, our receivers would get open more.
He was pretty open.
Nathan Horsey says that was just a great defensive play. Thornton, that's what it was. Thornton can't pull a ball down into his chest when it has barely touched his fingers. All those other drop passes should have been caught, though.
He should have had that ball. That's not an excuse. He should have had that. He's an NFL receiver. Bro, we had a receiver in a Super Bowl catch the ball on his head and win a Super Bowl because he caught the ball on his damn head. That's not a damn excuse.
Ralph something says lack of effort. There was somebody, I think it was on YouTube then, was highly upset. Oh yeah, Whitney Marriage Money says, like everyone, a hater in action.
It must be Thornton's girlfriend.
And then someone just American says, hell nah, it was a beautiful defensive play. Doesn't matter who you got catching it. if the O line is horrible. Props to the defender on that.
Whatever.
Fair enough.
Crybaby ass Kansas City fans.
All right, next video. This is another one. All right, so the other night we were saying Jalen Hurts is not a top 10 QB.
Oh, I'm sure Philly fans. After this one.
Even though I even clipped the stats and showed them on the screen of where Jalen Hurts is ranked, people were still not happy.
And tampons about it, I'm sure.
I'll start here on YouTube because I'm already here. I think okay. On YouTube, someone just says, "Can they please stop selling these mics?" That's always my favorite comment. Is people are like, "Oh, they need to stop giving out these mics." Well, as soon as they stop selling phones to you people, then we'll also put away the mics.
Exactly.
All the time.
Dummy. On TikTok though, Luke Durham says, "Y'all don't actually watch the games. Clearly, if you turn the game on, you can see how stagnant and non-creative their offense is, both pass and run game. He played terrible last night, but this season has not been on him. KP is failing the Eagles."
Is he the quarterback? His job is to play is called, right? I'm sorry.
Again, it goes back to, we talked about this all season. They were skating by games, and now it's caught up to their ass.
I mean, yeah, you have a bad OC. That's obvious. But that doesn't make up for the interceptions that he throws. I mean, you can't put that on the OC. You know,
yeah.
Jalen Hurts is a great game manager, and that's all he is. And if you want him to win a game on his own, to kind of like free call it, he's not going to do that. He is not that guy.
He's not Dakota Prescott.
You know, Philly fans, you got a shit team. Your baseball team is shit. Your basketball team is shit. You know, you guys cracked the fucking Liberty Bell. Yeah, quite frankly, I'm trying to think of anything that's good. And a friend of mine said, "Well, you know, the Philly cheesesteak is good." I'm like, bullshit. It's overcooked prime rib with liquid fucking cheese on it. And that's fucking government cheese. Shut the fuck up. You got nothing good coming out of Philly.
Millionaire Dreams. I still don't know what exactly this guy's point is, but he says, Jalen, he's this, he's that. Scroll down and see a video of your top 10 quarterbacks having a bad game. Excuses, he needs an O-line. He needs a stud running back. All he's missing is an elite receivers. Wait, he needs a stud running back. All he is missing is
a stud running back and elite receivers?
I think he's being sarcastic. I think that's sarcasm.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's just being.
Yeah, gotta be.
It's sarcasm.
Gotta be.
Some punctuation would help you out, buddy, because there was none in there. All right. Vosley says after QBs are married, it's wraps. He got married in the offseason after winning the Super Bowl last year. Shaking my head. Okay. I guess Patrick Mahomes was not married. Sean Carpenter says Jalen Hurts moves to 23-13 in his career when throwing 30 plus times. Thanks, Sean. New Seth says the reality is this: the Eagles' defense is elite, fully capable of running it back and winning it all again. However, Howie is not stepping in and forcing Nick to change the status quo of the offense. Well said.
That's not his job, though.
Also true.
Yeah, and
that's not the general manager's job to tell the coach how to coach.
No, and the defense is not elite, and they have issues on the offensive side as well. One word for him: delusional.
Lulu.
The last one
I
I'll
mean,
read on
I-
this. Sorry, it was just from Brian, who says, "One bad game. By the way, why do these guys get mics?" And then, thankfully, a few people replied to him and was like, "Bro, the stats says he's bad." And then someone said, "What stats?" And like they put them on the screen.
And here's the crazy thing, Jalen, is that
You put him right there.
I didn't say that Jalen Hurts sucks. There's
Exactly.
32 starting quarterback positions open in the NFL. I just said he's not top 10 this year. I rank people by being top 10 or top 5 or not by the way they're playing in their current year. Now, that got Dallas fans up in arms last year when I was talking about CeeDee Lamb. Apparently, people are rubbing Wee's Chiz on their ass cheeks and rubbing up and down polls in Philly right now over the thought that Jalen Hurts can win a Super Bowl one year and not be top 10 the next. But that's just the stats. And that's with a good offensive line. That's with Saquon Barkley. That's with A.J. Brown, with Devontae Smith. That's when Goddard at tight end. He's the one driving the ship. And that even when they win games, they're winning games more because of their defense than their offense.
Right.
Their defense is saving their ass more often than not in some of these games. So, I mean, saying he's not top 10 doesn't mean he's terrible. It's just saying he's not top 10 this year. People don't like facts. I don't know what to tell them.
They like alternate facts.
They like alternative pronouns.
Well, and then the last one I'll read, another Eagles one here. When A.J. Brown dropped that pass in the end zone right at near the end of regulation, when we were commenting on how he should have caught that ball, and G Money mentioned that he gets paid $4 million a game. He needs to catch the damn ball. JC says, so Hurts missing wide open receivers and having 9 turnovers in the past 3 games isn't a problem. Cappy says 6 turnovers in 2 games is how you lose, not because your number 1 wide receiver had a great game. I feel like Philly fans have 2 different Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
they are all over the place. They're all over the place right now. They are losing.
They're like, wait, this guy is criticizing A.J. Brown. We got to go after him. Wait, now this guy's criticizing Hurts. Now we got to fault everybody but Hurts.
That's right. I mean, it's like, yeah, one camp that says Hurts is a top 5 quarterback, and how dare you besmuggle his name, whereas you got the others that are like, oh, you are bad-mouthing A.J. Brown? Yeah, because he should have made the damn catch. You pay him all that money to make the damn catch.
Remember what Philly fans acted like when CeeDee Lamb dropped those balls the first game of the season?
Uh-huh. I know how we acted.
Yeah, I know how y'all acted, but Philly fans was all in the comments. They were all in the comments, bro.
Yeah, last one I'll read on YouTube from James. He says, I was on a thread after the Super Bowl saying they should trade AJ. He wants his stats, and the offense is not best for what he wants.
Nope. AJ Brown has said in interviews he wants to be a Hall of Famer. That's why he left Tennessee. He's not going to get to where he wants to go with a quarterback that throws for 139 yards. He's not going to get it. So he doesn't. I'm telling you now, and you can clip it. You can do what you want. AJ Brown will not be a Philadelphia Eagle next season.
I sure hope not. For everyone's sake. All right.
I mean,
go ahead, G-Money.
I was just going to say, then you have to look at a team that wants to take on his contract and thinks or believes that they can do better with him. I mean, Tennessee had no problems trading him to the Eagles, and he was all happy. Kind of like Stephon Diggs, right? Stephon Diggs bounced from Minnesota to Buffalo, went down to Houston for a year, got injured. And each stop he did well, but for him, for some wide receivers, it's not about winning a championship. It's about the stats.
It's about the
I want
stats.
my stat line to look good. I don't care if we win or lose. I'm getting paid, and I want to go in the hall, so I want that stat line to look good. I don't care. Look, if I get 3 catches and 40 yards a game and maybe a touchdown every 4 games, and we win 4 Super Bowls in a row, I don't fucking want that. I want a stat line that gives me 140 yards plus a game and 3 touchdowns. And we can go 0-17 for all I care, as long as I get those stats. And I think that's where A.J. Brown fits in.
Yeah.
That, and as long as he gets his money.
Yeah, I agree. All right. If you want to be featured on next week's community comments, be sure to follow us on TikTok or Instagram at AFR Sports. All one word. That is where to find us at. So go ahead and do that. Let's get to the last segment, the Ride or Die in 5. This is where we typically give you 5 great betting picks to make in the NFL this weekend. Last week, let me pull this up here. All right, last week we had a mixed bag here. So G Money and Malin both went 3-1. I went 2-2, and then Nestor and June went 1-3, with Nestor being the only person to hit his lock, the lock that he made out of spite. So there's that. Yes. So on this season, by the way, since the NFL kicked off, Malin is number 1 at 34-29. Myself and G Money are tied for second at 31-32. Nestor's 27-36, and then June is 23-40. Which I don't even know how that happened, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get right into the first game this weekend, or actually tomorrow, which is Falcons come to Tampa. Tampa is a 4-point favorite here at home. G Money, what do you like here?
I know that Baker's getting McMillan and he's getting both his wide receivers back. But they're 1-7 against the spread the last 8 games. 1-7 against the spread. That's not good. And even though we, being Seattle, stomped the living shit out of them when we played them, I think they will run the ball. I think even with Drake London out, Kirk Cousins will find wide receivers to hit. And I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta plus the 4.
All right. G Money, Atlanta plus 4. I am going to take Tampa minus the 4 here. They've got to turn things around at some point. And of course, they could still, win the game and not cover. But last I checked, a lot of books have this line moving towards 4.5, 5. So that gives me reason to believe that the Bucs should be able to cover the 4 points at home here. But that, of course, means they have to turn around that trend of not fucking covering the spread. So, yeah, Bucs minus 4 for me. Go ahead, June.
Yeah, it's so weird, and the 4 is killing me right now. It's just killing me, and I really don't know who to really go to on this one. But the way Tampa has been playing, I can't trust them. Give me Atlanta to cover the 4. Give me the Falcons plus the 4.
Malin.
You're an asshole for some of these picks you make us do.
Good games, though. Really good games. I mean, they are.
Mhm.
There's a lot of times where I've gone with the analytics and the stats. There's a lot of times where I've just kind of gone with my hunch. My gut feeling has been serving me better than the analytics the last few weeks. I'm just gonna go with my gut on this one, and my gut tells me that Tampa is gonna cover the 4 points. So I'm gonna take Tampa and minus the 4 on this one. I don't really have a whole lot of reason to really say why they will. I just think they will.
That's fair enough. Nestor remotely picked Atlanta. So there's that. All right. Next game, we have 1 o'clock on Sunday. Buffalo Bills going to Foxborough, where the Bills are actually 1-point favorites on the road in this one. I will go first here. I'll keep it short and sweet. Give me my Patriots plus 1 point. No explanation needed. June.
Yeah, the Bills have not shown me that they can beat the Patriots. I don't think they can go on the road and beat them. This isn't the same Bills team that a few years ago when Miami had that big lead in the division, made that big run and came back and won it. This isn't that Bills team. So I don't believe in them like that. So give me the Pats plus the 1 at home to cover.
Malin.
I'm here. I mean, damn, man, they almost lost to Cincy at home. I gotta trust New England's defense a little bit better. I'm surprised that Buffalo's even a 1-point favorite. Kind of think it's a little disrespectful to the New England, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go ahead and take New England plus the 1.
And G-Money.
What the hell is Vegas trying to make me do? What are they doing with this? And the other thing I was thinking, because you put both these games, that and the Green Bay Denver game, when was the last time? Someone help me out here. When was the last time 2 10-win teams were both dogs at home? I was trying to figure that out. I'm like, I can't recall when 2 10-win the same week, 2 10-win teams were dogs at home. What is Vegas? Is Vegas trying to get me to take New England, put money on New England? Is that what they want? Are they enticing me with that plus 1 point so they can take my money like they've taken my money in the past? Is that what they're doing? I think that's what they're doing. You know what I say? I say, fuck you, Vegas. Fuck you. I'm going to be there in June. I'm going to take your money again, and I'm taking the Bills. Fuck you.
All right. Nestor also took the Patriots here, so G-Money, he is taking his stand against Las Vegas.
He is making a stand, baby. He is not playing around.
All right. Next game, Sunday at 4:30. We've got the Lions going to LA to take on the Rams. Rams are 5.5-point favorites here. June, we will start with you.
So I've been back and forth. You know, I don't know who else did, but I picked the Rams to win the West this year. I'm still feeling very confident about that. Sorry, Malin and G-Money. You know.
I think I picked the Rams too, so there's nothing to feel sorry about. You just kind of look at the teams.
But right now, I think the Rams are going to win this game because they're at home, and I just believe in Sean McVay because we all know that the Lions coach can get a little crazy. in close games. We've seen it. We've seen it. We've seen it. Good Lord, we have seen it. So I think he's going to take a couple of gambles in this game. I think Dan Campbell is going to go for it on fourth down a couple of times. I think the guy is going to go for a couple of 2-point conversions when they're not needed. So, but I think with all that said, I think they cover the 5.5 points. I think they make this cover. It's going to be close. And I think they cover the 5.5. So give me the Lions.
All right. G Money. Or I'm sorry.
I'm taking the Rams.
I meant to say man.
Oh.
Go ahead, G Money. You're anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was looking for a weakness on the Rams, and you really can't find one. Really, truly can't find a weakness. And looking at Detroit's defense, they're not playing like they did last year or the year before even. And they do have issues on offense. This is like Wife's Walk Part 3, right? Stafford and the Goff, you know. And Goff's got the better of them twice. My thought is, looking at everything, I'm going with the Rams minus the 5.5. I just think they are. In fact, I don't even think. I know they are the better team, and I fully believe that they're going to be the better coach team.
Go ahead, Malin.
This is the one where I kind of got to go with stats on this one because I do think you have two good offenses, but one has a good defense. You're also in LA. I don't like the 5.5 points. I understand what June was talking about there. But in their last 10 games, Detroit is 5-5 against the spread, and the Rams are 8-2 against the spread. It kind of feels like Vegas has had the Rams kind of dialed in against the spread the last 10 games. Seeing just the way the running game, the passing game. I mean, I know they were playing Arizona last week, but it was just too easy against Arizona.
God, it was so good.
I was just like, shit. Like I was happy with, Seattle's win against Atlanta, but it was tied 6-6 at halftime. And then we ended up turning it on the second half, but the Rams just lambasted the shit out of the Cardinals the entire game. They've been doing it to a lot of people. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Rams on this one with the minus 5.5.
All right. I am also going to take the Rams to cover the 5.5 because it comes down to kind of two things for me. One, looking into this, little over 72% of the money for this game was on the Rams covering. So that's very lopsided. And then taking into consideration what June said, Dan Campbell, if this game is, I'll put it this way. They're playing a team that I think is on their kind of same level, better than them, but in the same realm. And when we looked at the game on Thanksgiving when they played the Packers, similar thing where it's like Dan Campbell makes these decisions when the game is kind of close. He Dan Campbell's, and it's just boneheaded stuff starts to happen. And then obviously they end up losing. But then like the score goes up further than really what it should be. It's like in those instances, they should just lose by like one possession, but they end up losing by, a little over one possession. So with that kind of same way of thinking, I think this is going to look similar to that game. And, the Rams being at home helps them out a lot, even though, Detroit fans will travel. But yeah, give me the Rams to cover the 5.5. So Nestor is also taking LA here. So June, you are on your own here. All right.
I like it.
Next game, speaking of the Packers, same time slot here. Packers at Broncos, another big game. Packers are 2.5-point favorites on the road. Malin, we will start with you.
I every time I've been watching Denver lately, man, I can't bet against them at home. That defense is solid. Jordan Love against really good defenses. He has them fuck up games, man, and I kind of feel like this could be one of those fuck up games. And I just have a feeling that the Broncos and the Patriots are gonna, both collect home wins, being home dogs this week. So give me give me the Broncos.
G Money.
Yeah. Like I said, when was the last time you had 2 10-win home dogs in 1 week? I look at it and I recall when Denver went down to Houston, talking about the defenses and how I liked the Texans defense and how I thought they were going to how Bo Nix was going to turn the ball over when it mattered the most and losing the game. I look at this, and I just look and I think, so Vegas wants me to take Denver plus the 2. That's what they want me to do, or the 2.5. That's what they want me to do. It comes down to it. Who do I trust the most? Do I trust Love or do I trust Nix at quarterback? Because both defenses are good. People kind of sleep on Green Bay's defense, but they've got 38 sacks on the season. And I just tend, I'm going to go with Green Bay. I just can't, I don't know. I just feel as though this is a game that Green Bay wins, and they probably win by 6. So give me Green Bay, because in all honesty, Denver's been winning a lot of games this year close in the last part of the fourth quarter. Some point, as we all know as gamblers, you're on a lucky streak, and then that streak runs out. All of a sudden, at the craps table, and you've been on like a 45-minute roll, and you don't know when to walk away. And then next thing you know, the pit boss is wanting to collect your marker.
That's my wife.
I am gonna go Denver plus the 2.5 here, and just for the simple fact that they just keep winning these wacky games close, where it's like by hook or by crook, they end up winning these games in close situations. So that's where I will go. I would love to be wrong, though. If the Packers could give them a loss, that would sure help me out a big time. So yeah, I'm hedging my bet here. So go ahead, June.
Yeah, I like what G Money said. I like the Packers in this game. I think they're just a better team, and I think that Denver's due for one of those big-time losses that's going to smack them back into reality. And I think they're going to get to Bo Nix, and I think the Packers defense is just better than the Broncos offense. So give me the Packers to win this game. And you know what else? The Packers don't forget that Super Bowl, okay? Mm-hmm. They don't forget that Super Bowl too. So give me the Packers to win.
Not even sure anybody playing for the Packers or Broncos were alive.
Maybe.
What year do you think it was?
97. It's almost 30 years ago.
Bo Nix sure wasn't around.
Jordan Love wasn't either, man.
Neither one of them were.
I was there.
You ain't the starting quarterback for this
team. Nestor he's taking the Broncos and the points. All right, last game we have the Monday night game between the Dolphins and the Steelers. The Steelers are 3-point favorites at home here.
Mm.
And G Money, you can go ahead.
Well, last week I took the Jets over the Dolphins because the Dolphins were 0-16 with temperature under 50 degrees, and they screwed me, and they actually won the game. I can see them winning against Pittsburgh if they've done what they've done the last 4 weeks in a row, which is not have Tua throw the ball, but run, especially if they look at last week's game against Pittsburgh, and how that team just ran the ball down their throats. However, I see some, I look at this and I go, but under 40 degrees, the Dolphins are 0-11. And anybody want to tell me what the temperature is going to be on kickoff in Pittsburgh at that time?
31 degrees.
No. You'd like it to be 31. They'd like it to be 31. It's going to be 24 degrees.
Ooh.
Oh.
And it's going to rest on D-Train, right? If he can run and they can run the ball, but I guarantee you this, after last week, after how the ball was ran all over Pittsburgh, that's not going to happen. They'll shut that down, and they'll make Tua throw the goddamn ball. Give me Pittsburgh minus the 3, because at this point, Miami's pulled a cicada where it came out after 17 years and won a game under 50 degrees. They sure as hell not going to pull another cicada and come out when the temperature's not only under 40 but under 30 and win another game. Not happening.
Damn. I have to agree though, for all the same reasons, and especially when you're throwing into the fact that one team actually has playoff implications on the line, the other team has absolutely none. So in the freezing cold, why the hell would they be out here playing their ass off? So yeah, give me these Steelers to cover 3 points. June, go ahead.
Yeah, give me the Steelers. They're gonna cover this game. I think Miami is probably gonna end up shutting it down for the rest of the season after this. I think they beat the Jets, and that's what they wanted to do, And like I said, I think a couple of us had Steelers still winning this division. So if I think the Steelers are going to win the division, I have to have them win this particular game. So give me the Steelers to cover.
And Malin.
I don't feel good about it. But I gotta go with what everybody else with Pittsburgh right now. It's weird though, because Miami's won 4 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Playing good football. But in the 20s though, A-Chain's battling some rib injuries right now. He got banged up in that Jets game a little bit. I really don't trust Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
There's nothing about this game I like. If there was one of those, what was it, the third Batman movie where there was an earthquake and it swallowed up both teams on Heinz Field? If they wanted to do that, I'd be fine with it. But I'll go ahead and take Pittsburgh. It's +3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
-3.
Right.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh minus the 3. Yeah.
I was looking at Hard Rock, and Hard Rock had it -3.5, so I just wanted to make sure that it was.
And Nestor, surprisingly, is taking his Dolphins plus the 3 points.
Oh, well,
Damn you, Nestor.
Makes me feel better.
He has the courage of his convictions here. All right, let's get into locks for the week. This is where we all give you one bet that is surefire that we have not been very good at, but don't you worry. It's this weekend.
I hit 4 in a row before I went on a crazy 7-team parlay last week, and all y'all gave me shit about Miami, and Miami was one of them to hit. So
but the others didn't. So
The others
Yeah.
did not. Well,
I
like,
went on a roll for a while and then I lost. And then I started losing a couple, but I was surefire last. I thought that Bears were going to cover that 6.5. You know.
is what it is.
Does anyone want to volunteer to go first? Nestor did not give me a lock, so he will be NA.
All right, I'll go first. So I'm going to take a money line bet. It's going to be a 14 parlay, and I'm going to take the Bears, the Eagles, the Jags, and the Texans
Hold on.
all to win.
So the Bears, Eagles, Jags, Texans.
Yes, sir.
All right. I guess I'll go next here. I had two I was debating between two surefire ones, but after some consulting, of course, decided on one, choice A, and that is Colston Loveland over 34.5 receiving yards against the Browns here. Loveland has become kind of a favorite target of Caleb Williams against still a pretty good defense in Cleveland if you're just looking at the defense. But the reason I'm taking this here is because you can, at last I checked, which is right before we came on here, still get his line at 34.5 on Underdog, but most other books have him at 36.5. So if you can snag that real quick, clearly everyone else is thinking that he's going to be over that. So Colston Loveland over 34.5. So that is my.
Well, I have a 6-team parlay.
Okay.
Not 7, 6. Okay? All money line. I got Philly beating the Raiders. I got Jacksonville beating the Jets. Houston beating Arizona. I have San Francisco beating Tennessee. Seattle beating Indy. And Dallas beating Minnesota.
Why you do that?
Oh, you
Why did you
son of a
just?
bitch.
Why did you just do that?
That's my 6-team parlay.
June.
Were you having that too, G Money?
I did, but I also had another pick. I have Dallas minus the 6 against Minnesota.
Jesus Christ.
Dallas is rock solid at home. They're rock solid at home, and their defense plays a whole hell of a lot better.
They do.
And Minnesota, regardless of what J.J. McCarthy did last week, he's not consistent.
No.
And Dallas is going to get a pass rush on him. And I will guarantee that he will throw an interception, and he's probably going to throw a pick 6 on top of that. But since Malin took my parlay, I'm going to go with my backup, which was Dallas minus the 6 against Minnesota.
So you're just going a single pick there.
Yeah, because we had the same parlay, the exact same parlay. And I have
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. I was looking at I was looking at it, and I was like, "Why not, man?"
Well, I have one for Nestor if he wants to take it. If Nestor wants to take one, because he's not here to take one, he can take. And this is one of the ones I had just in case mine didn't. Somebody had took mine. The Panthers minus 2.5 against New Orleans. So Nestor, if you want that one, that's something that you should look at. Just saying, you didn't put one in, but think about it, Nestor.
Free money, Nestor.
Free money.
You can send that to him direct. Okay. Well, that will. Oh, let me just review this real quick to make sure I got it all right. The tomorrow night's game, June and Nestor are with Atlanta and G Money. Atlanta +4. Myself and Malin with Tampa, Buffalo and New England. G Money is with Buffalo. The rest of us, New England. Detroit and LA. June is with Detroit, and then the rest of us are with LA. And then Green Bay and Denver. Green Bay, we got G Money in June, and then the rest of us are with Denver. Monday night's game, Nestor is with Miami. The rest of us are taking Pittsburgh. And then locks. So June has Chicago, Philly, Jacksonville, and Houston all winning. Malin has Philly, Jacksonville, Houston, San Francisco, Seattle, and Dallas all winning. And then G Money has Dallas covering 6 points against Minnesota. And then I've got Loveland over 34.5 rec yards. Everything sound correct?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, that will do it, folks. Yeah, we'll be back next time. Tomorrow night we'll see us again. So, be sure to come through late night for the post game recap there. So, thank you all for watching. Be sure to follow us on social media at AFR Sports. Be sure to follow June specifically. His TikTok is down in the description below. We will talk to you all tomorrow night. And with that being said, peace out.
Go Navy, beat Army.